Hello and welcome to yet another one of my SS9 projects. So today we are going to be discussing the causes and consequences of my parents' actions, moving to maple syrup land. Because if you can't already tell, I'm an immigrant. I'm from the land of Lumpia, aka the Philippines. So let's talk. My parents had lived in the Philippines their whole lives, and they were both very hard workers. My mom graduated with a degree in mass communication and eventually started working for one of the biggest TV stations in the country, aka GMA Broadcasting. My dad graduated with a degree in chemical engineering and worked for Nestle. Yes, the Nestle that makes milk and dairy products. So we had a pretty good life there, but a big problem was that my dad was working far away and we couldn't see him more than once a week. Obviously, this was in the 2000s, before FaceTime and cell phones and whatnot. So it was difficult on my mom, mostly because, well, me and my brother were like really young and we didn't really comprehend any of it. Anyways, obviously this would be difficult, not having extra help to raise two children while having a full-time job. But like, her cousins helped to take care of us and they acted as our nannies. My brother's nanny actually lives with us. So sometime in late 2007 or early 2008, my dad was offered a job at Weston's Foods in Abbotsford. He ended up leaving for Canada sometime in 2008 before I turned 1. He lived with roommates who were other Filipino men who worked for the same company. Over time, they eventually grew closer, and they are still good friends to this day. Although it was a difficult decision, he decided to do this for our family. He thought we would benefit from this through having better opportunities and an overall better life, such as jobs, education, etc. And also because it's safer in terms of weather and just overall, life. So in May of 2010, our flight landed. Not my dad's flight, but the flight that me, my mom, and my brother were on, and we arrived at the YVR airport in Delta. So this month, 12 years ago, we landed in Maple Syrup Land. So the main causes, to summarize why I'm here today, include having a safer life, better education, and overall a better future for me. And not just for me, all my family, including those to come, my children and their children, etc. So now let's talk about the consequences of us moving here. Okay, honestly, there's nothing too negative really, besides my parents missing their family. It was hard on them whenever something was going on back home and they weren't there. The adjustment to living in Canada was somewhat difficult, considering we were still really little and obviously rowdy, so my parents didn't have the extra help. But around 2011 or 2012, my dad's parents decided to visit and help out. My grandpa stayed for around a year, and my grandma stayed for around 3 or 4 months. This helped a lot, considering how little me and my brother were and how often my parents were at work. So the main consequence that directly impacts all of you is that I'm here. I exist. And if you haven't noticed, I go to your school. And if you're watching this, you're probably in my class. Okay, I think that's all for today. Bye.
Englisch ist mein Lieblingsfach, Lieblingsfach, Lieblingsfach. Was ist dein Lieblingsfach? Englisch oder was?
Turnen ist mein Lieblingsfach.